Hey fam, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Laura and I'm from babycurltarot.com. Today's reading, as you can see, is a pick a card reading, and this is specifically for what you can expect during this year's Pluto retrograde. So this will not be a timeless reading. This will just be for the Pluto retrograde of 2022. So if you find this in between the time of April 29th and October 8th, 2022, this message should resonate for you. So what is Pluto retrograde? Pluto retrograde is when the planet appears to be revolving backwards or opposite its normal trajectory around the sun. And this brings about realizations and reform surrounding any areas where we struggle with control and power issues. Now this is going to look different for everybody depending on where Capricorn sits in your astrological natal chart, since Pluto is in the sign of Capricorn at this very moment. That is where you're going to see most of the action. For example, Capricorn is in my 7th house of partnerships, romantic relationships, justice, equality, and things like that. So that is probably where I'm going to be seeing most of the action personally. Now, since I can't look at all of your natal charts, I thought it would be great to do this pick a card and see if I can get you some messages anyways. So go ahead and take a look at the piles and see which one you feel most drawn to. We're going to start off here with pile number 1 with the Labradorite heart. Okay, so that's pile number 1 again with the Labradorite heart. This is going to be pile number 2 with the Selenite tower. Okay, again, that's pile 2 with the Selenite tower. And then this is going to be pile 3 with the rose quartz, the raw rose quartz. Again, that's pile number 3 with the raw rose quartz. Take a few seconds and just take some deep breaths. Really take some time to tap into your higher self, your spiritual team. Ask yourself, ask your guides, which pile is meant for you. If you feel drawn to more than one pile, that is absolutely okay as well. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys select. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to. Okay, I hope that was enough time for you to choose a pile. I'm going to go ahead and start off with pile number 1. I'll see you guys at your reading. All right, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Labradorite heart, you are in the right place. I'm going to go ahead and put that over here. All right, let's see what cards you got. We're starting off with the Numinous Astro deck. You got the first house of self. Okay. You also got Chiron, the wounded healer. Okay. You also got the 11th house, the house of friendships, communities, creativity, the future, goals and dreams. And you also got the 3rd house of perception. This is the house that rules siblings, communication, thoughts, early education, short distance travel, neighbors even. Okay, let me get these all lined up accordingly. All right, let's move on to the next deck, which is the Prism Oracle. You got Cleanse. Okay. See what else we got. We got Love. Okay. We also got Success. And then we also got Anxiety. Okay. Starting to get a picture here. I'm just going to pull a few more decks just to get everything out on the table at once. So moving on to the Threads of Fate Oracle deck, we got Ascension. And we got Speak Truth. Okay, interesting. I think I'm starting to get a picture here. Let's look at the Moonology deck. We got Work Through Your Fears, New Moon in Scorpio. The end of a tough cycle approaches, Full Moon in Capricorn. Okay. We're gonna get 2 more, so just bear with me here, pile ones. Okay, so we have Sweet Corn, Ritual. Hopefully you can see all the cards. You also got the Tomato, Love. Okay, so love came up twice here. That's very interesting. And then you also got the Lime, Luck. Okay. And then onto the Wisdom of the Oracle. This is going to be the last deck I pull, just for now. The first one is Community. All That Glitters. All right. And then we also got Here and Now. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to put the rest of your cards off to the side until later. Let's take a look at everything that we have here on the table so far. Okay, so the first thing I'm picking up really is this anxiety card. Really the whole Prism Oracle right now is what I'm drawn to the most, specifically with this anxiety card. A lot of you guys have anxiety surrounding love and success, particularly. And that's something that needs to be worked through. That's something that needs to be kind of cleansed out. Again, Work Through Your Fears came up here. So you guys may have some deep-seated fears surrounding success or love and what that looks like for you. You may have had some past experiences that still need to be resolved, things that you may still be bitter about, I'm also hearing, or that you're just afraid are gonna happen again. Like, some of you guys may feel like you're kind of stuck in a cycle. I'm also hearing some of you guys may feel like you're stuck in a cycle in one of these areas of your life. And I don't know why I didn't even recognize that the Full Moon in Capricorn card was here, because it does say the end of a tough cycle approaches. So it feels like you have a lot of anxiety surrounding love and success in general, because you guys are, or you have been, through a very, very repetitive cycle in these areas, I'm feeling. Okay, so what I'm getting from Spirit is that you definitely need to heal some of those older wounds that you're still holding on to. You got to learn to release them and cleanse them. Okay, and then at the same time, you also need to learn how to work through those fears of, you know, what if this doesn't work out, or what if I say the wrong thing, or, you know, what if we don't connect, you know, the way that I want us to, so on and so forth. Again, take what resonates for whatever you're feeling this for, but it's like all this anxiety is really preventing you from achieving success in your life, both in love, in friendships, in family, in, you know, your self-confidence. I mean, all this anxiety is what ifs, what ifs, what ifs, what ifs. It hasn't even happened yet. What if it goes well? What if you exceed beyond your expectations, pile one? This Pluto retrograde is going to be a huge shift for you in terms of lifting yourself up and stepping up to the next level. Okay, so what I'm getting from over here with the Threads of Fate Oracle is this Ascension card. You guys are literally stepping up and you guys are becoming a completely different person. Especially when it's sitting right here next to the first house of self. This house represents our physical bodies, our self-image, our life philosophy, our consciousness, our self-awareness, you know, basically how people see us, you know, in a first introduction, right? First impressions. This is what they see. That can talk about your clothes, that can talk about how you speak, how you present yourself, your temperament, things like that. It just feels like this period between April and October, you are gonna see a huge shift in how you present yourself, your confidence especially. It feels like learning to push through those fears and that anxiety and to just go for it. In any aspect, whether again, this is love, this is career, or this is in a community of some sort. Take what resonates, but it just feels like you are really kind of stepping up your game, or you're learning to not let that fear and anxiety hold you back from doing what it is that you really desire. Okay. And then again, working through those fears and those anxieties, it feels like you're also more confident in how you communicate with other people, which is the third house, right? So some of you guys may have Capricorn in any of these houses, the 1st, the 11th, or the 3rd house. You may have felt, for a lot of you, that you weren't able to speak up for yourself, or you didn't feel confident enough because maybe when you were younger, people just kind of talked over you. I definitely resonate with that personally, so I can understand how not only frustrating that is, but just how that can make you feel almost invisible, or, you know, uninteresting. That's not necessarily the word I wanted to use, but that was the first one that came to mind. But it just feels like people aren't interested in hearing what it is that you have to say, your perspective, your insight. So I feel like a lot of you hold back in terms of your communication, and you're just kind of watching life from the sidelines. I feel like this period of time, this Pluto retrograde, is going to be pushing you out of that comfort zone, and you're going to find yourself speaking up, communicating, and being more vocal, not only for yourself, but for others too. I'm hearing for a lot of you. Especially when it comes to the 11th house, you may be speaking up for a community that you're involved in. Maybe you guys are involved with a certain charity or cause, and you're getting out there in person and speaking up on these issues and having, you know, not only your voice heard, but others that feel like they're not being heard. Wow. This is really powerful. You guys are becoming really, really confident people during this retrograde, pile ones, and I absolutely love to see that. Even here with the community card, it ties right on in with the 11th house. You guys are possibly even finding a community that makes you feel empowered, that makes you feel, important was a word that came to mind, but not only important, but just like you have something to fight for. Does that make sense? These are people that uplift you, that empower you, that push you to be the best you you can be. And not only that, but you give that same energy back to them. You uplift them, you work with them, help them in any ways that you can. It's a symbiotic relationship. It's not a one-sided vampiric type of relationship where one party gets more energy given to them by the other. It's not non-reciprocal. This is definitely a reciprocal type of community. I just heard for some of you, you guys may be finding love in this community, this new community that you are joining. They may even be like as close as within your neighborhood. They could be a neighbor. You never know, but I feel like love is right around the corner, and not just romantic love, but it also feels like just platonic love within, like I said, a community. Not only are you feeling loved, but you feel like you're able to give love in a way that feels really different for you. Maybe in a way that you were scared to give it before because you had been burned so many times before. Again, it just feels unconditional. It feels like unconditional love between you and another person, or you and a group of people. It just feels easy. I don't know how else to even put it, but I just feel relaxed. That's the overall energy I'm feeling mentally and spiritually right now, is just relaxed. It's easy. There's no pressure. It's not burdensome. It doesn't make you feel tired when you go home at night. It makes you feel energized. I just heard with this ritual card, some of you guys may have a ritual, or you may start a ritual during this time, whether that's like a morning speech that you give to yourself to like pep yourself up, and to like tell yourself like, I'm confident, I am a bad bee, or bad dude. I don't know, take what resonates. Gender's not important here, but it does feel like you're gonna have a ritual. Like maybe you guys are, I mean, seeing somebody doing their makeup. Maybe you're someone who didn't like to do makeup before, and now you're getting up earlier and you're like, okay, this makes me feel good. I want to spend time on myself. You know, maybe it's, I mean, just any type of like self-care ritual or confidence ritual. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's like doing what makes you feel like you look your best, but not just through physical appearance. It's literally through internal. It's an internal experience, and it just kind of ends up radiating to your physical. It's really, really interesting. I feel like you guys may start that during this time too. Pile ones, I would tell you be extremely discerning at this time, because there are some aspects, and I think I talked about this in one of my last videos on TikTok and Instagram, about, you know, attracting energies that aren't necessarily great for us. They may seem great on, you know, first glance, first impressions, but be careful about, you know, what you get yourself involved with, because not everything that's going to be coming to you during this retrograde is going to be all that in a bag of chips. It's not going to be everything that you want, and that comes with life in general. So just be extremely discerning, and I think being more confident and speaking up and being honest about what it is that not only you want out of any type of relationship or experience is going to be really important, but I think speaking up when you recognize that something has a red flag, okay? So not being afraid to address it right then and there and say, hey, I'm going to call you out on this. I don't appreciate that, or I don't vibe with that. You know, I don't think I can continue, basically. So just be prepared for that. You do have a lot of beautiful energy here. This is really the only thing that I see. So I don't know if it's like an end to you being tricked by people's first impressions. I don't know if that's what the cycle is. It's like you ending the cycle of falling for the shiny, glittery thing that ends up being just a hunk of lead. It's like, it's not really gold, it's not worth anything, or it's not of value to you in particular. It feels like that may be part of the cycle too. It's like being able to kind of see through that shiny, glittery facade and know that, you know what, I don't feel like this is going to be a good fit for me, and I can see the red flags, and I can recognize that this is something I need to step away from because it's not healthy for me, or it doesn't give me value, or it doesn't bring value to my life. A bit of advice here with this Here and Now card. This could potentially help you with your anxiety and working through your fears, is not focusing on the past or the future, but trying to keep your mind in the present moment, focusing on what's happening currently, right here and right now, may allow you to kind of dispel some of the anxieties and fears that you feel surrounding, you know, socializing, dating, or anything else that you're kind of connecting here with what I'm speaking about. Like I said, the lime here and the luck, you have a lot of beautiful things coming to you, and retrogrades are not always easy, but some people manage to make retrogrades work for them. So what I always say, you know, no retrograde is perfect. It's not like you're gonna have a great one all the way through. It does feel like, again, it's like you're gonna have to be discerning, but overall it feels like you're kind of learning to heal a lot of things so you can get to the good part. You can get to like the sweet, juicy center, right? And it does feel like you guys have a little bit of extra luck during this retrograde. It's like you're just gonna be in the right place at the right time, meeting the right people, kind of a thing. You're just gonna fall into these different situations that are going to push you in terms of what it is that you're looking for and needing at this time, and to make you the person that you want to be in the future. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the tarot now, just to kind of clarify any of these cards we already have here on the table. Let's take a look and see what it is that I want to clarify the most. I really want to take a look at the end of a tough cycle to see what kind of cycle you guys have been locked into, get a little bit more specifics on that. maybe all that glitters, and I definitely want to look at love and communities since it shows up here twice. Spirit, what messages do you have for my pile ones regarding this full moon in Capricorn card? What messages do you have for my pile ones regarding this full moon in Capricorn card? Let's take a look. Okay, so we have the Two of Swords, the Page of Cups reversed, the 10 of Wands, and the 6 of Cups reversed. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, pile ones, is you learning how to let go of, again, and this is what I was feeling, people that present themselves like they want to come to you and give you the world. And I can only relate this right now to like romantic interests, romantic partners. People come in and say they're going to give you the world. I am different, you know, oh, I can love you better than any other person you've ever been with. And then they turn out to be just another person that, you know, goes and messes around and breaks people's heart. It's like, that's what the cycle is. It's you not knowing whether whoever or whatever comes towards you is real or not. You not being able to decipher what is real, what is not, what is valuable, what is not, what is going to give you that unconditional love that you are looking for, that you want to reciprocate. And I feel for a lot of you, this has been one of the biggest burdens, one of the biggest frustrating feelings that you have been going through. I don't know how long you've been in this cycle, but it feels like you're getting close to it. And it's to the point where it's like you are so tired of it. It's like it's breaking you in a way that is pushing you to become much more discerning. And I know that's a really hard thing to hear because it's a hard thing for me to say. No one wants to be broken to the point where, you know, they have to feel like they have to become someone they're not. But sometimes that person that we have to become is going to help us better receive and get the things we want and deserve. For some of you, again, this is a retrograde, so the 6 of Cups, I know a lot of readers will associate with like, oh, people coming back from the past, or, you know, like nostalgic type of energies. Yes, I do feel that for some of you, but what I'm really getting with the 6 of Cups in reverse is that, again, not being reciprocal in giving what it is that you give. So that could go for romantic partnerships, that could go through friendships, that could go through communities, that could go through jobs, that can go for anything. If you feel like you give more in a certain connection or in a certain relationship than the other party, that is what it is that you are learning to stop and put an end to. Because essentially that is what is keeping the power over you, is like you being so willing to give, but other people or other energies not willing to give back to you. That is what is ending for you during this retrograde. You're learning to take your power back and learning to decipher who's real and who's not. Okay. All right, so that kind of answered the All That Glitters card as well. It feels like they are tied in together like I thought. Let's take a look at community and let's take a look at love. So let's start with community. Spirit, what messages do you have for my pile ones regarding this community energy? Let's see. Okay, we got the King of Coins, 3 of Wands reversed, and the Emperor with the Ace of Cups reversed at the bottom of the deck. Interesting. Okay. For some of you, I'm getting this is a community that is very, very strong, a big community. They're powerhouses, that's for sure. We have 2 very masculine energies, the King of Coins, which is typically considered like the king of business, the king of stability, the king of wealth, fatherhood, even for some of you. So maybe you guys are joining a community of like parents, I know that sounds weird, but it is a message out there for somebody. We also have the Emperor card, which can be considered father energy too. So some of you guys may be finding a community of parents or like-minded parents. Okay, or maybe you guys are like mentors of some kind as well, like a mentorship program for the youth in a community. That is coming through as well. They may actually seek you out, funny enough. Like I said, it's like you're just gonna fall into this. It's like they're gonna find you, and it's almost gonna be like a perfect fit. I'm also hearing for some of you, like, what do I have to offer this community? I think you have more to offer than you know. I think you have more to offer than you know. But again, I think that's going to come through confidence. And I think this group can instill that confidence in you because they sure as hell have a lot of it. They sure as hell have a lot of it. I mean, look at the Emperor card. The Emperor is the epitome of divine masculine energy. Now, you don't have to be a man. You don't have to identify as male to have divine masculine energy. Nor does this have to be a community of only men. I mean, this could be a community of really strong, assertive type of people, but at the same time, they can be pretty nurturing. It's like there's a no-nonsense attitude, but there's also the sense of like, of care combined here. So it's not all like cold, militaristic, you know, routines and things like that. It does have a level of care to it. Very interesting. Some of you guys could be finding like a health group or community as well that came through. But I am getting for a lot of you, this is in terms of like also success, because the King of Coins and the Emperor, you know, King of Coins being the king of business or the king of wealth, and the Emperor being the energy of a authority figure, so like a boss. This could be like the perfect community, like within an industry, or even just a really great community of people that have professional advice to give to you, or like even mentorship, one-on-one work. You could be finding a mentor here that can help you in your professional world, that can give you advice on like how to be confident and to get the success that you want. It's a very strong community, so make sure if you're gonna commit, you commit. All right, not to scare you guys, but I see really beautiful things with this community here. It's very strong, it's very solid and stable. It's not like they're gonna, you know, it's not like they're gonna go anywhere. They're gonna be there. And I think you have a lot that you can learn here with this group of people. I mean, it feels very beneficial in general. So yeah, I mean, let me know down below in the comments, by the way, if you end up finding a community. I would love to hear how this plays out for you guys. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this and you are enjoying this reading so far. All right, Spirit, let's take a look at love. What does love mean for my pile ones? What do my pile ones need to know about these love cards? Can we talk about these love cards, Spirit? What do my pile ones need to know about love during Pluto retrograde? 8 of Swords reversed, Tower reversed, 4 of Swords, 3 of Coins. Okay, so I was getting love from a community for a lot of you, and that's what I'm getting here with this 3 of Coins. Okay, so this is not necessarily romantic love, although it could be. It could very well be. The 3 of Coins can also talk about teamwork, support, and like I said, more of like that reciprocal energy. It's like we're working together, not individually, or I'm not bossing you around and you're doing all the work while I just sit around and watch you kind of an energy. It's like, no, you guys are working side by side, putting in the work together. What I'm also seeing is like a releasing of fear and kind of a rebuilding moment for you in terms of love. Like I said earlier in your reading, it's like you are rebuilding not only your confidence, but almost rebuilding your heart space. You're reopening it up to people. You're allowing yourself to trust again. And like I said, it just feels easy. It's like this community makes it feel easy. Again, releasing those fears of, what if I give my all to this group or to this person? They're gonna make it feel so easy. It's like your fears are just gonna melt away. That's literally what it feels like right now. It's like all the tension in my body just melted, just completely melted. So ultimately what I'm seeing here in terms of love, whether it's romantic or platonic or through a community of people, it's gonna feel easy. It's gonna feel a lot easier for you. And again, I think that just comes with ending this cycle and allowing yourself to see through the BS and recognize when there's a red flag and when there isn't. Okay? So again, releasing those fears and allowing yourself to feel at ease in love and feel peaceful in love. All right, pile ones, let's go ahead and move on to the rest of these oracle cards. What else do we have? We have the Moonology Manifestation Oracle. Let's see what this deck has for us. We have the first quarter moon in Gemini. Speak your world into being. Yes. That kind of goes back to speaking the truth. But it also goes back to working through your fears and anxieties and ritual. It's like having a morning ritual where you pep up your confidence, you talk about what it is you're going to achieve during the day, and just kind of attracting the things that you want to see happen in your life come to you. Speaking that into existence on a daily basis will prove results. I have seen it happen. All right, what else do we have? First quarter moon in Cancer, push through any security. We've been talking about that this entire reading. There's a lot of fears. There's a lot of old residual pain that is still lingering around for you, and it's going to take time. I'm not saying it's going to be fixed within a week, a day, a month even, but this is definitely something you should be working through and learning to overcome. Okay, let's see. We also have the first quarter moon in Taurus, release control. Okay, that's where anxiety comes in, because anxiety is about trying to control the future or trying to control an outcome. Okay, the sooner you can learn to release control and just kind of go with the flow of life or what's happening, the easier things will be. It's like you're trying to swim upstream in a really strong river, and it's like if you just go with the stream, if you go with the flow of the water, you may be able to find another way out, or you may find another option. Okay, at the bottom of the deck here, we have the full moon in Aquarius. Be real, be upfront, be honest, speak your truth. Okay, get very clear about who you are, what you want, what you expect of others, because that's the only way you're going to be able to see through all that shine and glitter, remember? All right, let's take a look at the next decks, which is the Goddess Rising Oracle. All right, so you have Queen Nandi, intuition. Yeah, that's seeing through the red flags. Seeing right through to them. Having a deeper intuition and knowing of, you know, what feels good for you, what doesn't feel good for you, what is a good fit, what is not. Okay, Queen of Sheba, secrets revealed. All right, interesting. So you could be revealing some secrets about yourself. Again, Chiron keeps coming to mind about healing, so some deep-seated fears, where they actually stem from and whether they are valid anymore for you or not, whether you can release those and let them go. Also, the end of a tough cycle. All that glitters, revealing those secrets that people are hiding from you when they're trying to get whatever they're trying to get from you. Okay, so that's coming through. We also have Mojaji, manifestation. Yeah, so that came through speak your world into being, rituals, success, love, whatever it is, manifestation. Again, the community, it's like they just find you, but you think to yourself, oh, you know, it'd be really great if I had a community that I could go to for advice or mentorship or whatever, and it's like they're just gonna show up. They're just gonna show up. You think it, you speak it into existence, it will show up and it will find you. And then the last card we have Aizan, miracles. It's gonna feel like your life is changing miraculously during this time. You're not gonna believe where your life will be at the end on October 8th of this retrograde. It feels like you're going to start on one end of the spectrum and your life is going to end up at the completely different end of the spectrum, or it's going to feel like that. So when you get to October 8th, pile ones, make sure you look back at April 29th and remember where you were then or when you first watched this video. All right, let's take a look at the final oracle deck of this reading, which is the Daily Crystal Inspiration deck. We have Selenite, Clear the Clutter. Okay. We have Ocean Jasper, Schedule Yourself In. That's that ritual I was feeling. For some of you guys, it's like more like a physical ritual, but for a lot of you, it's also a confidence one. So definitely schedule time for yourself to like give yourself a pep talk, to make yourself, you know, feel good inside and out. Okay, definitely take that time to really treat yourself. We also have Lapis Lazuli, Make a Decision. Okay, so being a lot more decisive, like I said, it's learning to see through the smoke and see straight to the red flags and decide, you know, what's a good fit for you and what isn't. Or again, speaking your truth, just being very clear about what it is you expect and not allowing people to cross those boundaries once you set them. Next, we have Rhodonite, Find a Way to Forgive, whether that's forgiving yourself or others. Again, there's a lot of healing that needs to be done with Chiron that came up. It's hard to forgive, especially for someone like me, because I'm a Scorpio. I have a lot of Scorpio placements. Us fixed signs are not great at forgiving. I will completely admit to that. But, you know, for a lot of people who may be watching this, it may be hard for you to forgive, and it's easier to hold on to that bitterness and anger because it protects your heart. I would say that bitterness and anger is actually kind of doing you more harm. It's taking up more energy. It's closing you off to more positive opportunities in the future. And honestly, that anger, bitterness, and resentment may even be attracting more of what you don't want. So I would challenge you and say, find a way to forgive, so that way you can open your heart up to something more beautiful. And for those of you that are like, but what if I open my heart and I get myself hurt again? It's like, okay, but you are smart enough to know now how to recognize those things, right? You went through that lesson for a reason, and now you're able to see it for what it is. And when it happens or it comes to you, you can speak on it and say, keep it pushing, right? All right, pile ones. Last card of the reading is going to be Chrysoprase, Allow Yourself to Receive. What did I just say? What did I just say? Allow yourself to receive. A lot of this, not only is it fear for some of you, but it's bitterness, regret, and anger. Okay, a lot of that is preventing you from receiving new, beautiful things. Okay, and again, some of you guys are going to understand that and rock with it. Some of you aren't. That's okay. But allow yourself to receive, and that can come from not only just in love, but that can talk about, again, in communities, that can talk about at your work, that can talk about in your personal close relationships, maybe with family, maybe with, I don't know, your children, maybe with your parents, whoever. Okay, it feels like the world has a lot to offer you at this time, particularly when it comes to communities like we saw. So allow yourself to receive some guidance, help, love. Let it be easy, let it flow. All right, pile ones, that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Please leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed this reading. And again, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. I love you all. I hope you have a beautiful Pluto retrograde, and I hope to see you next time. Bye. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. You selected the beautiful Selenite Tower. I'm going to go ahead and put that up here and dive right on into your cards, starting off with the Numinous Astro deck. Let's see what you got. Okay, you got the North Node, which talks about our destiny, what we are driving towards, searching for throughout our lifetime. We also have the square, which is a challenging aspect. This is meant to push us outside of our comfort zone. It is very uncomfortable. We also have Gemini. Okay, the air sign of the twins. You guys may be Geminis, or you may have your North Node in Gemini, and we also have Virgo energy. So a lot of Mercury energy. Mercury rules both Gemini and Virgo. Excuse me. Just get these all set up here. All right, so I'm just gonna go through half of these cards, get them all laid out, and then we're going to talk about everything, so just bear with me here. With the Prism Oracle, we have frustration. Okay, that's that square, that challenge coming in. We also have reflection. Okay, so I'm getting some mirroring energy here. We also have surrender. Okay, yeah, I see where this is going. And then we also have magic. All right, pile twos, let's keep it pushing. With the Threads of Fate Oracle, we have the Creator. Okay, the Creator card. And we also have movement. Okay, let's see, let's take a look at the Moonology deck. Your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn. Okay. And we also have balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. All right, some of my pile twos may be spiritualists. You guys practice magic. Let's take a look at the Green Witch Oracle. We have Rosemary, memory. All right. We have the Marigold, positivity. And we have the Violet, tranquility. Interesting. All right, let's take a look at the wisdom of the Oracle, and then we're going to stop right there, and I'll look at the other Oracle cards later in the reading. Okay, so we have chop wood. Okay. We also have by the book. All right. And we also have no place like home. Okay, let me get everything organized. Let's see if I can get everything into frame as best as I can. All right, my pile twos, this is what I'm seeing. There's a lot of reflective mirroring energy, both here, obviously in the reflection card, but also I see it in Gemini because it talks about the twins. Now, just because they're twins doesn't mean they're always the same. However, this can talk about maybe certain aspects of ourselves that we see in others. I also heard projection. Some of you guys may be projecting things onto other people, or people may be projecting things onto you. And this may be somehow mirroring or revealing an aspect of yourself that you hadn't seen before. Okay, so I am seeing that you guys are going to have a little bit of a trickier Pluto retrograde, you know, compared to pile one, at least, because I just did pile ones. But I definitely see that here in the frustration and the square cards. So for you, it feels like it's all about learning how to surrender when things are not working the way that you want them to. Okay, some of you guys may have issues with control, okay, and that's not necessarily a negative thing, but you guys definitely want things to go a specific way, or you guys have plans about things, or you plan things out a certain way and you expect them to go the way you want them to go. And Spirit is kind of saying like, it's not always the case, right? Sometimes we have to surrender and let things go the way that they're supposed to go, even if it's not part of the plan. A lot of you guys are definitely Virgos. Just with that message alone, my Virgos definitely like to stick to a plan. They don't like to be thrown off plan very, very often, right? I do see that you guys are very creative people. And I feel for a lot of you guys, you are spiritualists. You may be witches, or if you don't identify with the word witch, you practice some kind of craft. that allows you to make things happen for yourself that maybe other people haven't really tapped into. So it's not like you guys are, again, leaving things up to chance. You guys, again, have a set plan. You attack the plan in a certain way, and then you expect certain results. But what happens when you don't get the results that you had planned for? Okay, so what I'm also hearing here with the movement card and the symbol of the snake is life is not always moving in a straight line. Sometimes it bobs and weaves, and it kind of moves in, you know, curves. Sometimes we feel like we're taking detours, but those detours are actually teaching us lessons that we need to know in order for us to get to the next place. So again, this is all about learning how to be flexible and move with the energy that comes into your life at this time. And to expect beautiful things to happen out of that and not get so hung up again on the rigidity of a plan. Okay, because Spirit has other plans for you. I would definitely take a look at where your North Node is. Take a look at the astrological house that it sits in. Maybe it sits in one of these signs, Gemini or Virgo. But definitely take a look at, you know, what it is that essentially you feel your life purpose is, because I feel like that is where you're going to see the majority of this tension and lesson. Okay, it's funny how I said for a lot of you guys, you may have a craft, like a spiritual or magical craft that you practice, because the full moon in Pisces here balance spirituality and practicality. Some of you guys may have maybe you guys are off kilter a little bit in this area. Maybe you rely too heavily on spirituality, or alternatively, you rely too much on your practicality. For a lot of you, I'm getting it's more towards the practicality, right? Like it's that plan thing again. It's like you stick to the plan, you do the hard work, you put in the hard work, you expect the results. Okay, very Virgo. But Spirit is also kind of asking you to, again, just kind of flow and have faith that your hard work is paying off. For a lot of you guys, you've chopped the wood, you've done everything by the book, you've gone with the plan in the straight line for so long that it's like Spirit's like, it's coming, but there are some other things that you need to look at as well, that you need to experience as well before you receive what it is that you've been working for. And what I'm seeing here in the violet and the marigold, positivity and tranquility, is a lot of you guys need to learn again how to just be more at peace and just go with the flow and accept the positive experiences that come into your life, instead of saying I don't have time for that, or that's not part of the plan. Whether that is in love or relationships, or just going out and having fun with friends, family, particularly family, no place like home. Spending more time with your family and enjoying maybe some more of that downtime that you have right now before things start to take off. Okay, especially if this is in like career. If you guys are like working towards a promotion or something like that, or achieving something very specific, you may not have as much time to spend with the people that you love the most once you get that. So it's like Spirit's kind of saying, hey, you know, while you're waiting for what it is that you've been working so hard for, or what you've been manifesting so hard for, why don't you spend a little time with the people that you love the most, because you may not have as much of that time in the future. For some of you, you need to let go, let loose, and just have some fun, especially I'm seeing here in the movement card as well. Specifically dance, just moving your body, getting out, participating in like sports or any kind of activity where you can just, you're not sitting down working. I don't know why I'm getting such a strong work energy from you guys. I have no idea where that energy is coming from. Wink, wink. But yeah, it's definitely like Spirit wants you to just flow, just enjoy what comes to you, and invite more peace and joy into your life. For a lot of you, reflection also can be talking about reflecting on past experiences. And I'm also hearing reminiscing in spending time with family or people that you consider family, close friends or whoever, and going down memory lane with this rosemary. Remembering what it feels like. I just even heard remembering what it feels like to be a child. Like, invite your inner child to come out and play with you. All right. Yeah, invite your inner child to come out and play with you. Do something fun for yourselves this retrograde, because I think at the end of the retrograde, things are going to start to pick up for you. So, and I know a lot of you are saying Pluto retrograde doesn't end until October 8th, Laura. Yes, I know. It's a long time. But some of you guys really need that time to spend with the people that you love the most, or learning whatever lessons you need to learn before things pick back up again. And that is going to be very frustrating for a lot of you. It's going to be very frustrating for a lot of you. But it's up to you whether you want to fight that and get upset and get angry and push back and keep chopping wood and exhausting yourselves and you know, missing out on these beautiful opportunities to just relax. So it's up to you. You can either keep fighting the flow of life right now, or you can surrender to it and just let it lead you where it wants to lead you. Very interesting. All right, pile twos. I want to go ahead and move on to the tarot part of this reading. If you're enjoying this reading so far, or it's resonating for you, please leave a like and a comment. Let me know that you were here. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. I'm just looking at what cards I want to clarify for you guys. I definitely want to take a look at frustration and surrender. I just heard the magic happens when you surrender, by the way. Okay, I want to take a look at frustration, surrender, and North Node, and just get messages for those three. So let's start out with frustration. Spirit, what messages do you have for my pile twos regarding this frustration energy? What messages do you have for my pile twos regarding this frustration energy? Whoa, get in there. What messages do you have for my pile twos regarding this frustration energy? Three of Swords, Six of Cups reversed, King of Swords, Queen of Wands reversed. Okay. I heard a lot of you are doing more harm to yourself by not letting the universe give what it wants to give you. The Six of Cups came up in pile one's reading too. Completely different deck. I'm using different decks for every pile, which is interesting that they both received the Six of Cups in reverse. So retrogrades are known for bringing back old habits, you know, old relationships, old friendships, you know. It just allows us to reflect and rethink about how we've been moving forward in life up to this point. So there is something about surrender for you guys that is really important. And I haven't even clarified surrender yet, but I feel like that is going to be one of the most important clarifications of your personal reading. There is something about surrender that prevents you from having experiences that make you grow, not only in like a success level, but just on a personal level. For some of you, this could literally be somebody coming back into your life that hurt you very deeply, and it's going to frustrate the hell out of you. I'm just going to be really honest here. Again, you guys could be strong air signs or have strong air energy in your chart. You could be a Virgo, because Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is a very, you know, air-filled, air-ruled planet. And the person that could be coming back, again, take what resonates, could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Doesn't have to be, but what I am getting is that this person is manipulative. For some of you, this is someone who uses magic for not so ethical things. Okay, I'll put it that way. And again, for a lot of you, this is you valuing the plan and your logical thinking to get you where you want to be, instead of tapping into your deeper magical self. your more playful self, because the Queen of Wands is a lot more playful, charismatic, carefree, I would even say. So with her being in the reverse, it feels like you guys are ignoring that part of yourselves or stuffing that part of yourselves down a lot. And it's actually hurting you more than you know. Because again, it's like you're not allowing the universe to give what it wants to give you, or you're just not open to receiving it. And you're not open to tapping into the more fun side of yourself and the more fun side of your experiences. All right, let's take a look at surrender, because I feel like that is going to have a lot of messages for you as well. Spirit, what messages do you have for my pile twos regarding the surrender card? That's far too many cards. Spirit, let's try again. Spirit, what messages do you have for my pile twos surrounding this surrender energy? What messages do you have for my pile twos regarding the surrender energy? Let's see. All right, pile twos, what do we have? We have the Empress. The Six of Pentacles reversed. The Four of Wands and the Emperor. Wow. 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 Okay. Empress. Empress. Yes. So a lot of you guys don't like to receive. You guys are heavy in your divine masculine energy. You're the asserter. You are the chaser. You're the person that puts in all of the effort to achieve what it is that you want, but you don't allow yourself to receive. You don't allow yourselves to sit back, look at all the hard work that you've done, and then wait for the seeds to grow and reap that harvest. There has to be a balance, right? I talked about that here. And in the earlier part of this reading, you guys need to take a step back. You need to enjoy things more. You need to tap into that more nurturing side of your energy. For a lot of you, you're not giving as much of your energy to your home life as you are to your professional life. And that's why Spirit wants you to remember that there's no place like home with this Four of Wands. And the Six of Pentacles reversed again. It's like there's not an equal balance. There's not an equal give and take. So for those of you with families, if you have children, if you have a spouse, that is definitely going to resonate for you. Spirit wants you to really spend time with your family right now. I'm feeling, because at the end of this retrograde is where things are going to start picking up for you again professionally. Okay, so they are literally giving you an opportunity to like pause and take a breath and just enjoy life for a little bit. Okay, for some of you guys, y'all may be getting married. I mean, let's just be 100% honest. Some of you guys may have an opportunity to get married, and some of you guys may feel like getting married holds you back in some way. I'm also getting that. Getting married, having a family, having kids, you may feel like holds you back in a lot of ways. I don't think that's the case, and I think Spirit wants you to kind of reconsider having a beautifully balanced life. For those of you where you have family but you don't have a spouse and you don't have children, they want you to spend more time with your closest family members. Okay, so I forgot to finish that off. So whether that's with your parents, your siblings, cousins, whoever, they're giving you more time to spend with your family for a reason, to go back home. For a lot of you, you guys may be taking a trip back to your hometown or where your parents live or wherever your foundation is. You may have an opportunity to go back home for a little bit and spend time there. But ultimately what I'm getting is just spending more time with the people that you love and truly care about. But you have to allow yourself to receive that. That's the only thing. If you're too locked into this Emperor energy, you're gonna miss that opportunity. All right, let's take a look at the North Node. What are you guys achieving or striving to achieve? I'm really nosy and I want to know. So Spirit, what are my pile twos' energy with this North Node? What is the North Node energy for my pile twos? Okay, again, that's too many. Let's try again. Spirit, what is the North Node energy? That's too many again. Okay. All right. Spirit, what is this North Node energy for my pile twos? What is this North Node energy for my pile twos? Let's see. Okay, 3 of Pentacles reversed. Come on, cards. 7 of Pentacles reversed. 5 of Pentacles reversed, and the 3 of Cups. Interesting. Okay. What this is literally telling me, pile twos, is that everything that you are pouring into in terms of stability, excuse me, work, professional life, education, even for some of you, everything that you are pouring into in this aspect of your life is going to happen, but it's not going to happen on your time, on your timeline. And Spirit wants to remind you that you are not in dire need of whatever it is that you have been working for. So again, whether that's a promotion, whether that's a raise, they're saying that you are not in dire straits. You are not so in need of this to work out that it's like your stability depends on it. Does that make sense? They want to remind you that you are okay if this doesn't happen for you immediately. Okay. With the 3 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, this is telling me that you're going to have a lot to celebrate here very, very soon. But again, it's like what you're chasing will come to you, but you also need to learn to enjoy other areas of your life. You need to cherish those precious moments, those precious connections, because all of this will come. But sometimes you just need to kind of let go and have some fun. Sometimes you just need to be surrounded by those that you love. Something else I just heard is Spirit said, you enjoy it more when you step away from it. So I hope that makes sense. You enjoy the results more when you step back and just appreciate it for what it is, instead of continuing to grind and grind and grind so hard that your nose is literally on the ground, on the pavement, because you are working so hard and you are so focused on the journey and the path to getting there that you forget to lift your head up and look around at what's going on around you. Take a step back and appreciate everything that you've done so far. Take a step back and appreciate everything that you have in your life currently. And it will feel so much sweeter when what you've been working towards finally comes in for you. Wow, that's wild. Pile twos, please leave a like and a comment if this is resonating for you. I really want to know how this is resonating for you, because that was a really powerful message. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. All right, pile twos, let's move on to the final oracle messages of your reading. We're going to start off with the Moonology Manifestation deck. Let's see what it has to say. First quarter moon in Scorpio, release your blocks. Yeah, and that's kind of where movement comes in, right? It's like getting outside of your comfort zone, getting outside of work mode, just loosening up your body, releasing that tension, releasing that mindset of I need to go, 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 go all the time in order to make what I want happen, right? That goes for manifestation too, not just practical matters. If you've been manifesting hard, like almost every day, like you're manifesting something, or you're lighting a candle for something, or you're doing some kind of like spell work to manifest something, Spirit's like, chill. Take a break. Let the manifestation go out into the universe. Let us, work on it. You've done enough work. Let us work on it now and bring it to you. You can relax. Let it happen. Okay. We also have, wow, full moon in Libra, find balance. I mean, isn't that what I've been saying this whole reading? Isn't that what I've been saying this whole reading? Find a balance in your life. Balance spirituality and practicality. Balance fun and hard work. I mean, interesting. Okay, anywho, I'm done. I'm done giving y'all a hard time. I'm just kidding. We also have full moon in Aries. Cool your emotions. Okay, yeah, so that frustration, That frustration, I feel, can really get you guys going for a lot of you. Maybe you have some strong Aries placements in your chart that gets you riled up. Or maybe there's a significant square happening with Aries for you guys in terms of frustration during this transit. But the last card for this deck, it says last quarter moon in Gemini, clear your mind. Clear your mind, let it go, set it and forget it. That's what they say for cooking. That's what I say for manifestation. Set it and forget it. We're gonna let that bake. We're gonna let that dough rise. We're gonna let that manifestation fully form the way it needs to, okay? It's gonna be a beautiful cake and we're gonna enjoy it. But you know, while we're waiting for the cake to bake, excuse me, while we're waiting for this cake to bake, why don't we go outside and, I don't know, play hopscotch or some shit. All right, pile twos, it's all about enjoyment. You gotta have a balance of, again, that hard work and your enjoyment. All right, let's move on to the African Goddess Rising Oracle. We have Atete, worthiness. You are completely worthy of everything that you work for, and you are worthy of having a well-rounded, balanced life. You are worthy of having it all, okay? And that goes back to, for those of you who are thinking like, I can't get married, have kids, and have a successful professional life. You absolutely can, and you're 100% worth it. Just putting it out there. All right, we also have Sitira, brazen. Wow. You guys are living life boldly. I would challenge you to enjoy life boldly as well. Be brazen about your joy. Oh, I just heard sexuality for some of you. Okay. Be brazen about how you enjoy life, not just how you work in life. Okay. We also have Yasi, live out loud. Okay, this is all party vibes. Like, my pile twos just need to have a party. Is that what this is about, Spirit? Do my piles two just need to have a party? Pile twos, if you have a party, please invite me. I want to come. I need a party in my life too. Ooh, okay. And we have Ngame, desire. That's where that sexuality was coming out for some of you guys. Some of you guys just need to have some, you know what I'm saying? Especially like if you have a family, a spouse, a partner, okay? Yeah, get jiggy with it. Get jiggy with it, okay? Again, it's all about having fun, enjoying life, not being so focused on like the serious stuff, because you know that's always gonna be there. But enjoy, like, do something you want to do, like even if it's going to a museum or like just taking a quick trip, like go on a vacation or go home and see your family. Like, just do something that just really, like, you've always wanted to do, but maybe never really had the time to do. It feels like Spirit is saying you have the time to do it, so do it. Why not? Fuck it. All right. Anywho, pile twos, let's move on to the last deck of the reading. You got blue lace agate. Find your calm. Find your woosah. All right. You've been doing a lot. It's time for you to relax. It's time for you to take a step back and just, ooh, lounge on a beach somewhere, have a martini or a margarita. I mean, anything. Pile twos, y'all are wound tight. We also have black kyanite, set strong boundaries. Okay. Interesting. I'm getting strong boundaries for work. Again, maybe you guys just have no boundaries at work. You know, you're like, yeah, I'll do that for you, or yeah, no problem. You guys, you do a lot for other people, and I feel like it really comes through in your work. Again, some of you guys just may need to set stronger boundaries at work for yourselves and just be like, hey, you know, I'm taking this time to kind of enjoy. I'm taking this time for a vacation. I'm taking this time to spend with my family, whatever. Set those strong boundaries. You're like, I don't want to think about work while I'm gone. If you guys do decide to take time off, whatever the case may be, set strong boundaries for yourself. Even set strong boundaries for yourself. Be like, do not answer any emails or phone calls after 5 or 6 p.m. Whatever feels good for you. Do not log into work until 8:30 a.m. Set those boundaries for yourself too. All right. Let's see what else. Sunstone, take pleasure in the things you do. I mean, I mean, what can I say about that, pile twos? I've been saying that this entire reading. Have fun. Just have some fun. And then we also have adventuring, create your own luck. And I feel like you guys have been doing that thus far. You guys have put in the hard work. Now it's time to set it and forget it. Set it and forget it. Go have some fun. Go have some fun, okay? And then finally at the bottom of the deck, we have Azurite, get laser focused. I feel like you guys have been in that energy though. I feel like you guys have already been in that energy. So maybe it's like when it's all said and done after this Pluto retrograde, you're gonna be laser focused. And I think I said that earlier in the reading. You guys are gonna be so busy at the end of this retrograde when your manifestation or whatever it is that you've been working towards comes through, that you're not even gonna have time to focus on all of these things. So it's like, enjoy it while you can. All right, please leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed this reading, if it resonated for you. I would love to hear how it did resonate. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. As always though, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful Pluto retrograde, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye. All right, my pile threes, welcome to your reading. You selected this beautiful raw rose quartz. I'm gonna go ahead and set this over here. Let's get into these cards, pile three. Pile one and pile two had some really beautiful messages, so I'm looking forward to doing yours. We're gonna start off with the Numinous Astro deck, by the way. Let's see what this deck has for you. Oh, you got the fifth house of passion, entertainment, children, romance, dating, entertainment. I think I already said that. Creativity. Okay, pleasure, parties. Ooh, we got Capricorn. Okay, some of y'all might be a Capricorn. You might have some strong Capricorn placements. Maybe you have Capricorn in the fifth house. We also got Jupiter. Maybe you got Jupiter in the fifth house or Jupiter in Capricorn. And the last card is Neptune, the planet of dreams, intuition, delusions, enchantment, magic. Okay. Maybe you got some strong Jupiter or Neptune energy in your chart. Let's move on to the Prism Oracle. Okay, we got stop. Okay. Okay. We also have sweetness. Okay, this is getting interesting. Let's see, we also have balance. And we have strength. Interesting. All right. Huh. All right. All right, pile threes at the end. I think I'm starting to pick up a vibe here. Let's see. Let me see if I can get these up a little closer to the top of the video. All right. So I'm just gonna keep pulling a few of these decks until we get a lot of messages out here. Let's move on to the Threads of Fate Oracle. We have compassion. Okay. I like that. And we also have, ooh, the underworld. Some of y'all might have some Scorpio or strong Pluto energy in your chart as well. Okay, the Moonology deck, we have the full moon, surrender to the divine. Okay. Interesting. All right. And then we also have it's time to take action, new moon in Aries. All right, let's look at the Green Witch Oracle. We have the banana duality. We have the watermelon fertility. Okay. And then we have the snapdragon purification. Interesting. This is an interesting group of cards so far. Let's go on to the wisdom of the oracle and then we'll stop there for now. All right, Spirit, what do you got for my pile threes? Oh, we have the fates. Okay. We have flexible. And we have thinker. All right, pile threes. This is an interesting group of cards, which means there's going to be a lot of different messages for you guys. You feel like a diverse bunch. No pun with the bananas here. Maybe just a little bit. Okay. So for a lot of you guys, I am getting pregnancy vibes, strong pregnancy vibes, because we have the watermelon fertility and the 5th house of passion, which I said does incorporate children. So a lot of you could be getting pregnant during this Pluto retrograde. Okay, again, that's not for all of you. This is just for some of you. This is a pick a card, so not all messages will resonate for everybody. Pile threes, this is one, I think this is the most unique reading for this particular video that I've done so far. I'm going to start actually over here with the banana and duality, because that's the strongest message I'm getting first. So I feel for a lot of you, you are, pile threes, the type of people who have been through probably some of the worst experiences that humans can experience in their lifetime. But on the flip side, you have one of the most kindest and biggest hearts with sweetness. You have an inner strength that is absolutely incredible. You have a lot of self-discipline. You may be what people would consider very street smart. But I get a lot of the strength as emotional strength for you guys. It feels like you have been to the underworld and come back out of it without becoming jaded or bitter or what's the word I want to use? The first word that came up was manipulative, but there's another word that I want to use. Opportunistic. That's the word I'm looking for. So again, it's like you have this weird duality of like, you see the darker side of life with the underworld card. You see how negative humanity can be, and yet you still choose to be compassionate and kind. It's a beautiful balance, and it really shows the kind of strength that you have as a person to be able to see horrible, nasty things happen to people or to yourself even, and to continue to look at the world as like hopeful, or just, I mean, clearly compassionately, but just to be able to open your heart to others in a way that I don't think other people that have been through your situations would be able to do. It would have jaded a lot of people, but not you, pile threes. For some of you, you may be going through that experience during this retrograde. You may literally be going through hell and finding the strength to come out of whatever it is that you go through with this mindset of still being sweet and compassionate and choosing to see the good in people. Not just choosing to see the good in people, but recognizing the good and the bad and choosing to continue to give your compassion, for some even to people who maybe not even deserve it. For a lot of you guys, I feel like you're extremely intuitive with Neptune here. Okay, this is the planet associated with Pisces. This is the planet associated with our subconscious, with spirituality, you know, the unknown. So I feel like a lot of you guys have a really, really strong intuition, and you use that intuition to not only help yourself, but to help others around you. It's so strange, this energy. I mean, strange in a good way. It's darkly beautiful. That's the only way I can put it. It's darkly beautiful. You have a really quiet energy to you, pile threes. That may not be for all of you, but for a lot of you that are pile threes, I feel like you are maybe you come across as unassuming, but like powerful. Like you have a presence to you. It's very noticeable, but it's still quiet. It's very weird. You may intimidate a lot of people. Pile threes. Wow, this is such a cool energy. For a lot of you, something is ending here during Pluto retrograde with the stop sign. There is definitely something that is ending for you, whether that is within a relationship, or within like the party scene, or in terms of like entertainment, like how you seek entertainment, how you choose to entertain yourself. That could be changing as well, or ending, something coming to an end. Or you just may have to put things on pause as well. Find a little bit more balance. Like I said, for some of you, you guys may be becoming pregnant. So you guys may have to put certain things that you used to do for fun on hold for now. Obviously, you know, not everything is safe while we're pregnant and for the baby. So there are going to have to be some significant changes in your lifestyle and things like that. The stop also kind of ties in with this purification for the Snapdragon energy. It's like, again, you're putting an end to something, you're purifying your life so you can move on and grow with this Jupiter energy. It's like, there's another card that says luck is on your side, and I think that is on one of the Sagittarius cards from this deck. But it's like fate is kind of giving you this opportunity to end one thing so that you can cleanse and invite in things that are meant for you into your life at this point in time. Yeah, it's fated. It's luck. The fates and luck. A lot of people don't really believe in luck. A lot of people believe in fate, and some people don't believe in fate. They believe in luck. So it's like Spirit is providing both of those answers for my pile threes. It's like, whatever you believe this is, like this was meant to be. Whatever is ending here for you is ending for a reason. Okay, so remember to be flexible. Again, you guys have a pretty beautiful inner strength, a lot of you, or you guys will be developing it at this time, which is not easy by any means. But Spirit definitely wants to remind you to be flexible at this time, because you may be experiencing some significant changes. Okay, and especially if something is ending for you. You could be spending a lot of time being introspective as well here with this Thinker card, and with Neptune being the planet of, you know, so the subconscious and, you know, our internal understanding of things, our intuition. I think that ties in really, really well. You're surrendering to the divine. You're trying to get those downloads and understand, you know, why you're here, what lessons you need to learn from this experience, or, you know, what it is that you need to do in order to move forward into the next phase of your life. I feel like for a lot of you, the first half of Pluto retrograde may be more of this like internal understanding, coming to terms with things, and then like the second half, or even after Pluto retrograde has ended, that's when it's time to take action. It's like you're being given this time to really understand what it is that you need to do in terms of moving up, leveling up, or moving forward in life. For a lot of you, whatever is ending is also pushing you to take action. Okay, so this is going to cause you to do some really deep thinking. This is going to allow you to just say, okay, well, I need to surrender and learn the lesson that I need to learn here, but at the same time, I also need to start moving forward. And that's also where this duality comes in. It's like at the exact same time, some of you guys may be trying to create a plan as you are walking the plan, like as you are doing the things that you need to do to get the plan going. You're making the plan as you go. Let me just put it that way. You're making the plan as you go, which is a really difficult thing to do. I'm not gonna lie. But I do feel, my pile threes, that you guys are probably one of the only groups that would be able to do this and make it work for you successfully. I'm getting a lot of Capricorn energy for some of you guys. You may not be Capricorn suns, but you may have Capricorn in a really strong placement. And I feel like my Capricorns would definitely be able to make the plan as they go and actually make it work for them. So if that resonates, please leave a comment and let me know if you're a Capricorn, because I do want to know. We have really strong Gemini and Leo energy here in the fertility and the Snapdragon or the purification card as well. So I'm seeing a lot of fun, lighthearted energy for you guys, while also kind of going through a little bit of like a deeper introspective period for you. Again, that's coming out in the 5th house, this more fun energy, and actually the 5th house is typically associated with Leo energy. So you guys may have some strong Leo or Gemini in your charts as well, but what I'm getting mostly for you is, again, the 5th house is going to be really important. So take a look at that 5th house in your personal natal chart and see what is being activated there currently during this retrograde season. What sign is in the 5th house, what planets you may have in the 5th house. Maybe it's one of these two, maybe it's something else, but I would be really curious to know what is happening in your 5th house for you guys personally. All right, I want to go ahead and jump into the tarot part of this reading. I really want to take a look at stop, because I want to know what is ending or what is stopping here. I want to take a look at what, do we want to look at fertility in the 5th house? I think that's pretty self-explanatory, honestly. I want to look at the fates and Jupiter here. And I want to take a look at, the underworld, but I also kind of want to look at these two. I want to look at surrender to the divine. Okay, let's do those. So Spirit, can we start with stop? What messages do you have for my pile 3s regarding the stop energy? What messages do you have for my pile 3s regarding the stop energy? My nose is tingling so bad. A lot of readers get that when they do readings, and it just started happening with me. Wow. Okay, the 6 of Cups, the Death in reverse, Page of Cups reversed, and 4 of Cups reversed. Interesting. The 6 of Cups has shown up in every single reading. Every single pile has gotten the 6 of Cups. The only difference between you and the other piles is your 6 of Cups is upright. Interesting. Pile 3, this is giving me heavy children vibes, especially with the 6 of Cups being here in the upright. Some of you guys may indeed be getting pregnant. Or if you already have children, you could just be putting a lot of focus on your children at this time. It feels like there is definitely something changing here. Again, it could be like a habit, it could be something you do with your family or something you do individually as an adult that you are needing to shift in order to focus more on this childlike energy. Okay, so whether that is children you have already or whether that is children you may have in the future, there's definitely something you're going to have to leave behind in order for you to grab this opportunity with your children. For those of you that don't have children, this message, I believe, is you getting rid of an energy or connection that is not necessarily what it is that you are looking for. Okay, it's not quite on your level. It may present itself as something that is emotionally fulfilling, whether this is a romantic partner or, I don't know, maybe a job or something that just makes you feel good emotionally. But with the Page of Cups being in the reverse, it feels like this person has, or the situation has, kind of like a false mask on. It's not necessarily representing itself the way that it actually is deep down. And Spirit is saying, like, whatever is not working here, if you guys are already involved in this connection, you need to really take a hard look at what this connection is giving, because it feels like you have really good intentions in terms of what you give energetically to the situation, but it doesn't feel like this energy returns the same to you. Does that make sense? It's like they want you to stop giving so much to people or situations that do not give the same in return. And it feels like this is a pretty new situation for a lot of you. It being a page This is something that may have just recently started. Within a couple of weeks, a couple of months, within this year, it almost feels like. Spirit is saying, I'm not even gonna say that. Spirit is saying you need to let something go that you thought was gonna be a good fit for you, so you have the opportunity to grab something better in the future. Because something, if I feel with this Four of Cups in reverse, is coming your way, that's gonna be a better fit for you. But if you continue to go down this road, it's like you could potentially miss an opportunity here, okay? So don't be resistant to that change if you start to see signs of like, oh, I don't know if this is working out. You're probably seeing those things for a reason, so definitely pay attention to them. All right, let's see, what was the other card? The Fates and Jupiter. All right, Spirit, let's take a look at the Fates and Jupiter for my pile threes. Spirit, what does the Fates and Jupiter mean for my pile threes? What is the Fates and Jupiter energy for my pile threes? Okay. 10 of Pentacles reversed. 4 of Pentacles reversed. 7 of Cups reversed, and the World card. Wow. Wow. Yeah, they really said that, didn't they? All right. Okay, pile threes. I think the message here is very clear. Whatever is fated, whatever opportunity is coming towards you, this is putting an end to everything that you've been struggling with, or everything that you've just maybe had blockages in, confusion, the inability to grow wealth, stability, family, the inability to receive on a balanced, reciprocal level. All of that is coming to a close for you, this Pluto retrograde. So take what resonates. Some of you may be going through all of it. Some of you may be going through one over the other. But, wow. I mean, it may feel crazy. It may feel like a whirlwind, but the World card is here to close out a major cycle for you in terms of a blockage in one area of life or the other. Okay? This is definitely going to feel like a miracle for some of you. You're not going to know what to do. Underneath the World card, by the way, pile threes, I just want to show you, you have the Page of Swords. So this is a pretty swift communication or message coming in that is going to just kind of rock your world. It's going to blow your mind, and it's going to put a lot of this stuff to an end. I mean, point blank, period. This is crazy. I'm not even sure what else to say about this. It feels pretty self-explanatory to me. I'll try and explain it even more. Okay, so again, it feels like for some of you, it's like not knowing where you stand with people. I'm getting from the Seven of Cups reversed, so confused about your status in other people's lives, maybe even status at your job, status within your family or your friend groups. Having too many options or feeling overwhelmed by options could also be another thing for you, whether that's in health or treatments. I just heard maybe some of you guys are trying to get pregnant through different treatments, and you have been just kind of overwhelmed with like, well, which one is the best fit for us? Something is coming through to bring an end to that confusion for you guys. The Four of Pentacles being stability, and again, that reciprocal give and take. Usually when the Four of Pentacles is upright, it's a little bit more of like a reserved, excuse me, almost cheap was the first word that came to mind, but that's not exactly the word I want to use. Protective, protective energy. So it could be like stingy, you know, selfish. Okay, but I feel like a lot of that comes from like fear of giving so much of yourself because you don't know how much people are going to actually take from you. So kind of an ending to that insecurity too, particularly in a relationship, like a romantic relationship. Maybe your partner had trouble giving more energy to the relationship because they were scared that you would leave them if they put more energy into it. You know, it gave them a sense of power over the relationship if you put more into the relationship than they did. Does that make sense? Okay, and then for a lot of you, there's an end to like generational cycles or patterns or generational wealth issues. For a lot of you, it's also just being able to start a family. Like I said, for a lot of you, pregnancy is going to be a big point of interest for you guys during this time. So man, I mean, there's just so much happening, but it feels like everything is kind of coming together for you during this retrograde. You're learning a lot of lessons. Things are going to kind of start falling together for you at this time, and things are going to make a lot more sense as well. All right, I did say surrender to the divine. That was the other one I was going to do, right? Yeah, I think I did. Okay. Sorry. I get into my channeling and the messages, and sometimes I completely forgot what I said literally 2 minutes ago. So I do apologize, pile threes. But let's go ahead and take a look at the surrender to the divine. Actually, I feel like that's what that is. I don't know if I need to clarify anything else. Let's look at it's time to take action. Let's look at that. All right, Spirit, can we clarify it's time to take action for my pile threes? What does it's time to take action mean for my pile threes? Let's take a look. What are we taking action towards for my pile threes? What are my pile threes taking action towards? 7 of Pentacles, the Wheel reversed, 2 of Wands, and the 8 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. All right. Yeah, so a lot of you guys are going to have to get over that fear. A lot of you guys are going to have to get over that fear of moving forward or moving on from something. Okay, with the 2 of Wands here, it's like you guys are planning as you go. And I already said that. You guys are planning as you go, but Spirit just wants you to take that first step. Even if it doesn't feel like things are in your favor. Again, maybe you didn't have time to plan the way that you wanted to. You just kind of have to go with the flow and just, again, make the plan as you go. They just want you to take the first step, because once you take the first step, it's like you're on your way to planting those seeds for what it is that you want for your future. It's like Spirit is basically saying, you start walking and we will guide you. You start walking and we will guide you exactly where it is that you need to go. We're going to get you exactly where it is you need to go. The 7 of Pentacles is all about planting the seeds for the future. So they're like, if you just plant a couple seeds, take care of it, nurture it, we'll do the rest. But they just want you to put one foot in front of the other. They want you to start wherever that is for you, whatever that means for you. Just get started. I wish that could be the title of this reading. I wish I could title that for you guys, but I can't give away the secret of pile 3. So that is really the biggest secret for you guys. It's like, just get going, get started. And you guys are gonna start to receive the messages. Things are gonna start to fall into place here with this World card energy and all of these issues that you've been going through. If you can get out of your head, if you can get out of that fear, that self-limiting thoughts and behaviors, if you can break free from that and just start moving, you're gonna start to see all of this stuff fall into place. You're gonna start to see those messages come through. You're gonna start to see communication, help, guidance, opportunities are just gonna start falling, out of the sky for you. But you gotta start moving. You gotta start walking. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's walking away from whatever this is, whatever it is that you need to stop and let go of. Once you can walk away from that, I feel like it's gonna fall into place for you guys. Wow, pile 3s. This is a really cool reading. Again, please leave a like and a comment if this is resonating for you or you're enjoying this reading so far. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the final oracle decks of the reading though. So let's take a look at the Moonology Manifestation deck first. we have new moon in Pisces, attuned to the divine. You guys, this one says surrender to the divine, and this one says attune to the divine. Okay, so you guys are just really going to have to trust the universe that it is guiding you exactly where it is that you need to be right now. Take a leap of faith. I just heard. Oh my God. First quarter moon in Aquarius. Trust the universe. What did I literally just say? Take a leap of faith. Trust. Trust the universe. This is the Fool card energy in the tarot. Trust the universe that it will catch you and it will guide you. But you just have to take that first step. Oh my gosh. New moon in Leo, shine. Okay, shine. And that goes back to the underworld and compassion energy for me. It's like having the compassion for others despite what you've been through in your life, like all of the negative things that you've seen in your life. You still continue to shine. You have this really beautiful energy about you. Like I said, it's like darkly beautiful. It's really, it's stunning. I'm picturing it in my head. It is powerful. My pile threes. All right, and then the final card from this deck is the full moon in Virgo. Really, Laura? Virgo? The full moon in Virgo. Take inspired action. Yeah, just start. Get started. Get it started. It's the best thing you can do. Pile threes. I mean, when it aligns, the messages, I mean. All right, let's move on to the African Goddess Rising Oracle. The first card you have is Katesh, Sacred Lust. I mean, a lot of y'all are going to be making some babies this Pluto retrograde. I'm just saying. Y'all are going to be making some babies. And it's going to be beautiful and it's going to be sacred, but you know, have fun. Okay. We also have Noonday, the truth. Seek the truth. All right, don't block out the truth. Speak your truth as well. But there's definitely something that needs to end here, because I feel like for a lot of you, and I'm surprised that the Seven of Swords didn't come out in the tarot, but there's something that's going to be revealed to you that is not going to be healthy for you at this time. So you need to trust the truth when it comes out and react accordingly. All right, let's see. We also got Ma'at, giving and receiving. That's that equal give and take I've been talking about this entire time. Equal give and take. Reciprocal, balanced. Okay. Last card of this deck is Marie Laveau. Good juju. Good juju. Good luck. Fate, whatever you want to call it. There's some good shit in the air for you guys, pile threes. I'm just saying, there's some good juju around you. Ooh, all right. Let's move on to the final deck of the reading, which is going to be the Daily Crystal Inspiration deck. Let's see what Spirit's got for my pile threes. We got Appetite. Get out of your comfort zone. That's that Eight of Swords energy back here. Right there. Get out of your comfort zone. Once you start moving, Spirit's going to provide everything you need. You just got to get it started, okay? Yo. We have Tourmalinated Quartz. Get out of your own way. Oh my God. Like, get out of your comfort zone. Get out of your own way. Let it happen. Trust the universe. Just take the first step. It will catch you. But you're never going to know that if you try to stay where you're at. If you try to stay comfortable. Because it's scary out there. Outside of your comfort zone. I know that. But you got to do it if you want to see these big, beautiful blessings come through. We also got the Angel Aura Quartz, lighten up. A lot of you guys may be a little serious, and I don't blame you. Based on what I've seen, you guys may have potentially gone through, and especially with this Thinker card, you guys have a tendency, I think, to get really stuck in your head. You guys tend to analyze things to death. I'm surprised Virgo didn't come out in this reading. But you guys may overanalyze everything, and I think that kind of gets you into trouble, and you get into like this analysis paralysis situation. So Spirit's like, you need to lighten up, you need to get out of your head, you need to just take a risk, take a chance, trust us, and we will catch you. But again, lighten up, let it go, Elsa, let it go. And just get it going, okay? Get out of your own way. Okay, we also have aquamarine, go with the flow. I mean, I don't know how else we can be more clear about this, Spirit. Get out of your comfort zone, get out of your own way, go with the flow, let it happen, take the first step, just do what it do, pile threes. And then we also, at the last card of this deck is going to be Celestite, Soothe Your Soul. Okay, so again, for those of you where it's like you're going through this underworld, okay, it's like Spirit kind of wants to either bring you out of that, or you're going to be coming out of that eventually at some point in this retrograde. And Spirit kind of wants to reward you by allowing you to just relax. And that came through with the World card when I said all of these things are going to be answered for you. It's like Spirit in the universe is just going to be handing everything you need to you on a silver platter. It's like you don't have to really worry about anything. The universe is providing it all for you. Pile threes. So soothe your soul. It's like just rest and relax and take what's the word I'm looking for? Take solace in knowing that everything is coming. They're basically telling you, don't worry. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Alright? Like Bob Marley said, man. Wow, pile threes. This was quite a reading. Again, please leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed this, if this resonated for you. I would love to know how it did resonate for you. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in the future. As always, though, I really appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a beautiful I hope you have a beautiful Pluto retrograde experience, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.